Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Can It Take a K26, the show where we take a variety of blasters and see if they can be upgraded using a K26 spring, and if not, what can they be upgraded with? Last time I featured several of the Dino Strike blasters from Hasbro, and I said that this episode I would be covering some of the Dino blasters from X-Shot. So our first contestant from the Dino Attack line is the Dino Striker. The Dino Striker is a 6-round revolver, rear prime, and I absolutely love the aesthetics of this. It's kind of got that zombie strike post-apocalyptic look about it with bars and riveted bits and slashes and all of that. They did not attempt to make it look like a dinosaur, and I appreciate that. The grip is unnecessarily comfortable in my opinion. It's got dart storage up here on the top. I love it. So let's get the stock numbers on this thing so we can then try to cram a more powerful spring in it and see what we can do to the chronograph. Right, so out of fairness, I will be firing it with its original ammunition, the X-Strike ammunition, which is much lighter, which tends to yield higher FPS, and then we will use Adventure Force Waffles because that's more or less the standard. So let's see what kind of FPS we're getting with this thing out of the box. 91, 88, 92 with X-Shot darts. Let's see with Adventure Force. 76, 80, 81. So yeah, about 10 FPS better with the X-Shot darts because they're slightly lighter. Let's see if we can hit anything with either of those ammo types. So, to the range! Right, we're here on the range. Same deal, 3 of each kind of ammo. We will see if I can get me some ping. I hit. Oh, just over the top. Ah, just over the other side. All right, X-Shot darts over here. I hit. Meow. I hit. Not too bad. I think I like it. Bugs. Now let's see if we can make it better. Right, well, no big surprises there. Right, well, no big surprises there. Performance is what we've come to expect from X-Shot. Let's get this thing open and see if we can improve it. We are in, and as per spec with X-Shot, the internals are actually very robust, and also the bits of the shell come off extremely easy, which makes it very easy to paint. I thoroughly appreciate that. So, good heavy catch, strong catch mechanism. Very, very cool. We'll go ahead and leave those out. And a decent sized plunger for the size of the blaster. The plunger head does come off easily. Again, as per spec with X-Shot. That comes off there easily, and we can then try a different spring. Up first, we will try K26, though I am dubious. Oh, it looks like we might actually... Oh, we can get it on there. My concern was with this little section sticking out on the side, because I believe that is what actually rotates the cylinder as it comes back. That tab hooks on the rotation mech and rotates the cylinder. So if that wasn't able to move or to properly get through, really going to be a question of compression, I think, as is so often the case. Really can't get much shorter on that spring, so if it is unable to get back and catch, then we're probably going to be out of luck. Alright, will it catch? No, that is that is not gonna work. That spring is definitely snagging on that rotation mech tab and is not going to work. Yeah, I can see it did a little bit of damage to it. Hopefully nothing catastrophic. So we need a slightly larger diameter spring. Fortunately, we have one in the form of K25. I have a bit here that's just a little bit too long, so we'll clip it just a scotch. Excellent. Does still fit. Fits on the plunger rod much better. All right, it caught with K25. So we're gonna put the rest of the screws in, finish buttoning it up, and then take it back and get those new numbers. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Dinosaurs.
Gotcha. Right, to the chronograph. Right, same deal, 3 of each, starting with X-shot darts. 122, 117, 123. Lovely. Now for Adventure Force. 119, 108, 111. That will do. That will do nicely. Assuming we can hit anything with it. So, to the range! Right, now with K25, same configuration, 3 of each. We'll see what we get. Oh, that's got a lot more zing to it. Oh, there we go. Oh, now for the Adventure Force. Oh, a little bit of drop there. No pings. I'm suspecting it's got a little too much power for these cylinders. It might help to brass them or to take a little bit of power out of it. But, yeah. Definitely zippy. Let's talk about it. Right, well, predictable but not undesirable results. We definitely saw a boost in FPS, though accuracy may have taken a slight dip as a result of these cylinders just not quite being up to snuff for that much power, which is fairly common. Generally, if you want to increase the power by that much, you're going to need to improve the cylinders either by brassing them or 3D printing new ones or something. Yeah, I like it. I dig it. It would actually make a decent HVZ sidearm, I feel, though for HVZ that much power might be unnecessary. But you have it. The extra FPS means it's harder to dodge at close range, which if you're pulling out your sidearm, close range is what you're worried about. So, yeah, I like it. Right. On to our next contestant after these messages. All of the K26 used on this series was donated by Out of Darts. Check out his new website at outofdarts.com for all your Nerf modding needs. Our next contestant, also from the Dino Attack line, is the Claw Hunter. I have no idea why it's called that, but once again, I love the aesthetics of this. It is very similar, I assume, in function to the X-Shot Eliminator. It's got 2 barrels. I assume they're Smart AR. We'll find out when I actually fire the thing. Primes from the rear, lots of dart storage. It's got that same faux handle. Again, a ridiculously comfortable grip. I have no idea what this is for. The spur up front, I assume it's supposed to represent some sort of a melee weapon, though they didn't make it out of foam, which is probably good because otherwise somebody would try to hit somebody with it, and that would be bad. But I like, again, the industrial post-apocalyptic look about it. I am looking forward to seeing what this thing can take, but first, those stock numbers, so to the chronograph! Same deal. First, a couple of X-Shot darts, and then some Adventure Force. Load those in there. 89, 90. Oh, it's not a Smart AR. 92. It's, in fact, it just alternates back and forth between the 2 barrels, so you have to load the right one. Let's try Adventure Force. 81, 74. These hurt, not fresh darts. That's gonna be the wrong barrel. Oh, nope. 74 again. So yeah, a little bit of dip with the Adventure Force, but not too bad. Let's take this to the range, see if I can get a ping with it. Range, darts, 2 of each, 1 of each kind. See if we can get some ping. Yes!
Oh no, I missed.
Adventure Force. At the other target.
No. I got him.
I dig it. I definitely want it to have more power. I'm gonna leave the rotating barrel thing in for now, though that is something that I would usually disable. Let's take it back to the shop. Right, let's see if we can improve this thing at all. All the screws and all the land. Here we go. We are in, and like I said, it's not an actual smart AR. It is like the old X-Shot Eliminator in that it has a revolving disc here that has offset holes. So first, one barrel is blocked, and then when it rotates, the other barrel is blocked, and so on and so forth. So it fires one barrel, then fires the other, and then goes back to the other, and so on and so forth. It's very easy to eliminate that whole mechanism. You do have to bridge the gap using a bit of hose or a ballpoint pen tube or something. And then you can take the ARs. The barrels then do have ARs, which, given the amount of dead space, this thing loses a lot of... I mean, this thing has a huge plunger tube and didn't have all that great of performance because there's a lot of waste in this system. I've done videos on the Eliminator on how to remove that and how to minimize and all of that, and you could do the exact same thing to this. But we want to see the plunger tube and the spring. And yeah, similar to the Eliminator, there is this notch tab thing sticking off the bottom here. That is, again, what interacts with your rotation mech and ensures that it rotates properly. The downside of that and just the general width of this plunger tube is it's almost, or plunger rod, is it's almost certainly not going to fit K26. Because, I mean, K26 just is not going to fit. Yeah, just will not even kind of fit around that. I kind of doubt K25 even will, but I'm gonna try anyway. As soon as I find my missing piece of K25, yeah, K25 not gonna fit either. We need something with a considerably larger diameter. What do we have here? This is a 25 kilogram, I think it's 25, could be 15. But blaster springs, turf blaster springs, will it fit? No. No, it will not fit either. It's also too long, and I wouldn't want to cut that. K14? I think that's what this is. Also, no. You pretty much need long shot springs. Let's check the bin. I found this, but it's wimpy and gone. There's a winner. Will that fit? Oh, barely, but it will. Will it fit around this one? Stock spring and whatever this big one is. Right, finally got it all closed and working. Just need to put the last couple of screws in, get it buttoned up, and test it out. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Development.
Yes. Right. Catches, fires to the chronograph. Right, 2 of each dart, 1 from each barrel. See what we get. 119. 113. 121. 116. It doesn't seem to care what ammo type you're using it. That dead space and all of that inefficiency, it really doesn't help. Even with the ARs out, it needs more to really get its full potential. Alright, see if I can hit anything with it. For the range! Right, now with whatever that massive spring is, let's see if I can hit anything with X-shot darts. I hit! Train! Oh no! That one went all over the place. Let's try Adventure Force. No! There we go. I dig it. Again, probably too much power for these barrels. I brassed my eliminator, so probably a good idea. Let's talk about it. Right, once again, predictable results, but not undesirable. There was a definite boost in FPS. Could definitely be a lot more if you had a much more efficient internal system. This, I think, would actually be a neat one to do a inline clip, potentially, because you've got a fair amount of barrel there. You could do inline clip, half-dart inline clip in there, and then have a pretty nifty shotgun if it was firing from both barrels. But at the very least, you definitely need to take out that rotation, or that alternation mech, make it fire both darts at the same time, make the barrel system a lot more efficient, because you lose just so much energy in there. Again, issues with the accuracy as a result of the barrel inefficiency, because it's not great barrels. At the very least, you need to brass the barrels, maybe make longer barrels. There's things that you could do to improve it. But yeah, it can definitely take a lot of additional spring. Long shot springs are obviously the ones you should go for. Okay, let's recap. Right, for those of you just tuning in or who just skipped to the end to see the results, you know who you are. That was a no to K26 for the Dino Striker, but yes to K25. And then that was a no for K26 and K25 for the Claw Hunter, but yes to a random large spring from my spring bin, and I suspect yes to most long shot springs, as it requires one with a very large outside or inside diameter to fit over the plunger rod. Both of them saw a significant improvement in FPS, but a bit of a decrease in accuracy, in my opinion. Obviously, didn't do a whole lot of testing, but that's fairly common for stock barrels when you put too much power through them. The flight pattern starts to become erratic because it's just not focusing the energy that's being put into the dart correctly. So better barrels, definitely. This one, very inefficient barrel system. So if you have better barrels, brass barrels, longer barrels, minimize the thing, take out that barrel rotation mech thing, it makes for a very powerful blaster. See my videos on the X-Shot Eliminator that this is just a reshell of for more details on what you can do to these things. So that was a lot of fun. Yes, the next ones I will be doing will be Mega XL, though I probably won't get to them till November, but I'm thinking of doing one a week for the first 3 weeks of November because I really want to get them all out. So stay tuned for that, and thank you guys for watching.